far as the offensive line is concerned, Dalvin runs for over 200. Everett throws for nearly 300. Receivers are catching balls left and right. Is that like the best way an offensive line can assess themselves, or is there more you look for?
That's the best way. But what we've learned is communication, and that was the biggest thing early on throughout the season. We really didn't know how to communicate with each other. But, since we've been practicing it each week, we've been getting better with communication and showing up on the field. So it doesn't get any better than that.
From left to right, was this maybe the most consistent game you guys had as an offensive line?
Oh, definitely. We finally got it down once again with communication, like understanding each other, making the right calls, being able to read defenses, and being able to talk it out. And we getting better calls from Everett. He's been able to communicate with us and tell us what to do, which way to go, and it's showing up on the field. It showed up big against Miami.
Is that communication getting easier because you're starting to see continuity with the lineup? Finally kind of settled in?
Yeah, definitely. Once you get comfortable with the guys, you can kind of tell how they're going to play certain ways and how they take on certain blocks. And it's like you understand like what you can do to help the offensive line, help the guy next to you. So like once again, you get that continuity. And it's not so much like scrambling anymore, like not so much mixing up, and it's like it's showing up big on the field. So.
When you're watching film, are you only watching the offensive line, or have you seen the job the wide receivers have done blocking so far this year?
I watch everything. I usually go back over a play like at least 3 or 4 times because once I look at my block, I want to see like what did my block contribute to.
Mm-hmm.
So I see like I make a big block on one play. We had a stretch right play, and I made a big block on there, and I seen Dalvin just break and score like one of the game-saving touchdowns. I was like, okay. So I see like me doing my job is really helping the team. So I got to make sure I do my job. That's the big thing that we focus on now. That's the O-line saying now, do your job. We do our job, the offense will go. So.
How do you think the receivers have blocked this year when you are watching film?
They block tremendously. You can tell the guys they really trust Dalvin in making the big plays, so they want to make sure they're there in place because they know all he needs is a little crack, and the guy's going to break for at least, I'm talking about 94 yards, 92 yards. He's going to do it all. So you give that guy time, he's going to do it. He's going to do incredible things.
One guy in particular, Bobo, he's maybe 5'8", 5'9", or so. Dalvin's game-winning touchdown run, Bobo cleared a guy into out of bounds.
And Bobo is tremendous. Most guys might overlook Bobo and the things Bobo does, but he's tremendous. Bobo is a very aggressive guy. He's good. He's great at catching the ball, giving us good looks, like helping us, want to block more because we know he's going to catch the ball and do big things. So Bobo is tremendous. He's a tremendous blocker, and I'm glad he's on our team.
Now, as far as Louisville's concerned, Jimbo was speaking today about what they do on the interior line. A, do they remind you of anyone? And B, would you say maybe this is probably going to be one of the more talented defenses you face, or is that still Boston College?
Each defenses they have their own individual challenges, but I would say these guys resemble more of our type of defensive linemen, like guys like Nile and Nine. I feel like these guys really resemble us. So going against the guys at practice, when we go inside runs and everything, it's gonna kind of resemble what we're gonna go against. So if we can knock our guys off the ball, I feel pretty comfortable going against Louisville on Saturday or Friday. Yeah.
So you feel comfortable going against them, you just don't know when.
Yeah, whenever. I just grab up when they tell me to.
The Sheldon Rankins kid for Louisville, the defensive end that they use inside-outside, just what kind of issues does he bring to the table?
Well, from what I've seen, looking on film, I watched over an hour of film so far on the guy. The guy's tremendous at holding his gaps. And he's not easily pushed back. He's good at reading where the ball is. He's like a big, strong guy. And I went back and I checked. I did research on him. I seen the guy he was all ACC last year. And I feel like the guy's going to really give us competition on the offensive line. So if we can move him and move that defensive front, I feel like our offense is going to go. So he's a big, strong guy. But I feel like we do what Coach Trickett coaches us to do. I feel like we can move that guy off the ball.
Is his impact beyond the stat sheet, though, with freeing up guys like Devontae Fields and Kelsey and Burgess, those linebackers, as far as allowing them to kind of attack by claiming a guy or two up front?
He pretty much consumes 2 offensive linemen every time. From what I've seen, the guys that they went against, offensive linemen are not able to get to the second level because of him. Because he's holding up 2 guys at the same time. So, moving him is going to be tremendous in this game. So he's like a primary target right now.
When Everett's playing the way he played Saturday, and being as efficient as he is, what does that do? Can you kind of see, I don't want to say like soften up, but can you see the defense all of a sudden can't focus on Dalvin? Like when you're blocking, can you sense the difference all of a sudden when that balance starts kicking in?
Yeah, what we talked to Everett about was trusting us. And once he started trusting, Everett is able to play like himself now. He feels free, he can make great reads, great checks. Whenever it's time for him to run, he can make those runs. I feel like him being comfortable kind of scares defenses because the guys, he's like a dual threat. You don't know what he's going to do. So it's our job to hold up, and whenever he decides to do, we just react with him. If he needs 15 seconds, we're going to give him 15 seconds. If you want to run the ball, we're going to be right downfield with him. So, him playing free and being relaxed is like one of the biggest gifts that he's brought to FSU, and it's really helping us tremendously being on young offensive line.